I was gonna start this video off with saying this is weird activities. You know what I'm saying? Like behavior crazy.
Pardon?
You look like a turkey.
A turkey?
Yeah, your face. But like not too beautiful. I said to her, I'm not like, from my point of view, I said to her, you're not that beautiful.
Okay.
But you look like a turkey.
Alright. That's fine. I can look like a turkey.
Bruh comes up to her, tells, I don't know what happened previous to this. Obviously, you know, maybe she rejected him, wasn't interested, calls her a turkey and tells her she's not attractive. I mean, I understand getting your ego bruised, but this is never the way you should go about getting rejected. And it happens to all of us. And you're not gaining anything by trying to put someone else down. You know what I'm saying? You went up there, you shot your shot. If you wasn't interested, move on. Simple. Now, if you come from anywhere where I've come from, you understand, and you've been around dudes who get rejected and they go off. You know, what this woman is saying is, when I reject a man and he curses out my whole family, calls me a dirty whore, but at least he didn't throw acid at my face. Crazy work, you throwing acid at women's face for not accepting your advances, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's an ego bruise, and a lot of dudes just don't know how to deal with that. They don't understand that, like, not everyone's gonna like you. You're gonna have a percentage, and then a lot of times you might go up to somebody and be like, I'm doing you a favor, I think I'm better than you, how you not liking me. It exposes you every single time. But you know, I feel like that's not something you should just wear. Plenty of people have things going on. You don't know what this person has been through, what she's going through, da da da. You may not be her type, whatever. Go find something that's your type. Simple. So to begin this, bro's basically at a Target, and sees a girl, sees a young lady. She smiles. He feels like he got action, and he's waiting until he checks out to go shoot a shot. Let's see what he's talking about.
Same. So like before I ended up checking out and stuff, I remember I was with my brother and I was with my sister, and they was ready to check out and stuff. But I'm like, all right, y'all go ahead. Like I'm about to go up to it. And I remember I had a pack of shirts in my hand. It was, you know, those shirts you get from Target. I had the black shirts that you get from Target. I forget the name, but good fella. Yeah, I had those with me. So I went up to her like, yeah, where do you remember like where this was like located or whatever? Like I need to go get a different size. And I just said, like, I'm sorry, like what's your name? Like you look really good and everything. And then after I said that, she started like laughing and everything and smiling. And I was like, you think I can grab your number really quickly? And she like, no, I'm sorry, I got a boyfriend and everything. And I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, that's cool. And I'm like, I just went into like shaking her hand, like appreciate it anyway. And she was like, nah. I was like, okay, like that's after she did that. I was like, okay, definitely. I just left. I just walked away. Now I'm thinking like, okay, I probably shouldn't even went in for a handshake and shit. Like she had a boyfriend and all that. So I'm like, damn. After that happened, I was like, damn, I really low key got like rejected and shit. And I'm like, well, it happens.
It happens. And the way he went about it was cool, respectful. You know what I'm saying? There's so many other routes he could have took, but he was adult about it. She said no. She got a boyfriend. He moves on. You know what I'm saying? She didn't want to shake his hand. She wasn't on that type of timing. And he took it. You know? It stings because he remembers this. So I don't know. I think if you out there really shooting your shot enough times, the ones you really remember are the ones you either sting or the ones you work through. But this doesn't seem like it stings. So I wonder how many times he shoots his shot. And there's no shot at him. I don't know how old bruh is or anything like that. But normally the ones that stick out, at least for me, are the ones that sting. You know what I'm saying? And the beauty of the ones that sting is they learning lessons, you know? But some people don't want to deal with any of that. Some people just don't want to deal with any of that.
From that point, like, I don't like approach that much, but especially too, because I still think about that time. So I'm like, well, I don't do it as much as I used to. But I'm just saying, like, every sign that you think might not be a sign. You know, like if she looking at you or something like that, it might not be a sign. You might just gotta let certain ones.
That furthers my point. He said ever since then he didn't approach as much, and that may be never. And you know what? Sometimes a sign ain't a sign. Sometimes a sign is a sign, but then how you go about it kills it off. The confidence you come with. She could be all into you, head to toe, But if you come in too soft, you come in too hard, that changes things immediately. And it's the same thing that men have, you know what I mean? You could be vibing with someone, they could say one thing wrong or one thing you didn't like, and then you just off of that, you know what I'm saying? So it's not necessary, it's a package deal. And this furthers into a point of looks matter, they'll get you in the door, but what you say will change everything. How you approach, the confidence you have, your eye contact, how you move, how you walk through the room, those things matter a lot more than you can imagine. Yes, the initial attraction needs to come off, but I don't think this in this situation, in a lot of situations, you could have all of the attributes, but that doesn't mean you get the girl. It doesn't mean that's what they're looking for. It doesn't mean that is what it takes. I actually have a theory that it may be something else, but we'll get into that later.
Real quick before I go into class, because I'm already late. But can someone explain to me why men will see you in person out, have multiple opportunities to interact with you, right? I'm not talking about we at a Usher concert and it's thousands of people and you see me across the room. I'm talking about we're in a small intimate setting. We're at a lounge, we're at a bar, we're at a Friendsgiving, whatever the case may be, right? They see you for hours. They don't show any interest. They don't say anything.
All right. I think I know where she's going to go with this. She's going to say, once you go online, they find your socials and they get at you that way. And I do think with some men, certain generations of men, they never really learned the skill of shooting a shot, and society has demonized the idea of you being overly aggressive, being creepy. So I can see a lot of men wanting to step back from that because it's been promoted, and some men don't know where they stand. That's another aspect we're going to get into talking about, is where you stand as a man and knowing, where you fall. That plays a large role in the decisions you make and how you go about in the world. But I think it's tough for young men and just men in general to know if they're being too much, too little. If you're attracted, are you giving signs? Are you going to play me? Are you going to blast me all over the internet? Like what's going to happen? So the respectable men are more so like, I don't want to overstep my boundaries, so let me not come in strong like that. Let me find a workaround, and that workaround is probably what she's going to get into. Let's see what she's talking about.
And then when the night is over, after they've seen you all night, had multiple opportunities to interact with you, they get on their phone and send you a message. Or they send your friend a message to be like, yo, your friend that had the blue shirt, tell her like, you saw me all night.
Again, goes to what I'm saying. He probably was afraid. He didn't want to, some people say he didn't have the heart for it. I don't think it's that. I think a lot of times he didn't want to get played in public. And sometimes, he didn't know where you stood. He may be like, you may be giving him an eye. You might go in for the kill, and he, you know what I mean? Not everyone really has the heart to take the L to the face. I've spoke about in previous videos of having a partner who he will take L's consistently. He doesn't see it as a problem. He sees it as part of the game, and he doesn't let it affect him. And he has all of the attributes you would think. And if he can fail, you know what I'm saying? What makes someone else who may not have all those things? It comes down to your ability to deal with rejection, your ability to deal with being let down, your ability to go for what you want and not get it all the time and still get up and do it again, And this is where the tide changes in this video, right? There is a stereotypical guide that somehow fits every woman's category of what they want. And I don't think that's necessarily true. I think there are far more greater things that you can come to the table with that will make you attractive and put you in a better place when it comes to the dating field. And I'm going to go off on a little tangent here, but just ride with me.